Imagine you're sitting at your desk. The air conditioning is humming, you've got a lukewarm coffee in your hand, and everything is technically perfectly safe. But then an email notification pops up from your boss. It just says, "Can we talk?" Instantly, your heart starts hammering against your ribs, your palms get sweaty, and your breath gets shallow. Now, logically, you know a talk isn't going to kill you, but your brain doesn't care about logic right now. It has just initiated a full-scale fight or flight response, as if a leopard just stepped out from behind the photocopier. Today, we're talking about why you aren't actually anxious. You're just running ancient survival software in a world of spreadsheets, and that software is still hunting for lions. To understand why your morning meeting feels like a life or death struggle, we have to look at what scientists call overdetecting agency. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans were not at the top of the food chain. We were hunted by lions, leopards, and hyenas. If you were sitting in the tall grass 50,000 years ago and heard a rustle, you had two choices. You could assume it was just the wind, or you could assume it was a predator. If you assumed it was a predator and you were wrong, you just felt a little silly. But if you assumed it was the wind and you were wrong, you died. Evolution heavily rewarded the paranoid. It chose the ancestors who flinched at every shadow and jumped at every noise. Those over-detectors are the ones who survived long enough to have children, which means you are the descendants of the most anxious people in history. The problem is that in a modern office, those rustles in the grass have been replaced by Slack pings, deadlines, and performance reviews. Your brain can't tell the difference between a physical threat and a social one. In fact, to your ancient programming, social rejection is a physical threat. Back in a tribe of 40 people, being liked wasn't just about being popular, it was about survival. If the group stopped sharing food with you, or even worse, exiled you, you were essentially a dead man walking. This is why your stomach twists into knots when you make a mistake in a meeting. Your brain thinks that embarrassment is a warning system, telling you that your standing in the tribe is at risk, and without the tribe, you are vulnerable to the literal monsters in the dark. We also have to talk about the physical cost of this lion hunting. When you're stressed at work, your adrenal glands flood your bloodstream with adrenaline and cortisol. In the wild, you'd use that energy to sprint away from a predator or fight for your life. But in an office, you just sit there. You absorb that panic-inducing adrenaline while staring at a monitor. This is the ultimate evolutionary mismatch. Your body is prepared for a sprint, but your reality requires you to sit perfectly still. Even the way we wake up for work contributes to this. For 99.9% of human history, we were brought into the day slowly by the rising sun. Today, we use alarms that shatter our sleep architecture, ripping us out of deep sleep and flooding us with even more adrenaline before we've even had breakfast. We are essentially starting every single day with a violent neurological gear shift. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by a simple "can we talk" email, take a deep breath and remember, you aren't broken. You are a masterpiece of survival engineering. Your brain is just doing exactly what it was designed to do, keeping you alive in a world that used to be a lot more dangerous than a Tuesday afternoon. You're just a Stone Age primate trying to navigate a world of glass and metal. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and join our tribe here at Ember and Oak. We're diving into the evolutionary leftovers that make us human every single week. Drop a comment below. What's the lion in your office that triggers your survival instincts the most? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.